And Submit did not let the tears fall. She came from a brave race. Her great-grandfather had fought in the Revolution. His sword and regimentals were packed in the fine carved chest in the best room. Over the kitchen shelf hung an old musket with which her great-grandmother, guarding her home and children, had shot an Indian. In a little closet beside the chimney was an old pewter dish full of homemade Revolutionary bullets, which Submit and her brothers had for playthings. A little girl who played with Revolutionary bullets ought not to cry over a cut thumb. Submit finished paring the apples after her thumb was tied up, although she was rather awkward about it. Then she pounded spices in the mortar and picked over cranberries. Her mother kept her busy every minute until dinner time. When Submit's father and her two brothers, Thomas and Jonas, had come in, she began on the subject nearest her heart. "Father," said she, "how much do you think our Thanksgiving turkey will weigh?" Mr. Thompson was a deliberate man. He looked at her a minute before replying. 17 or 18 pounds, replied he. "Oh, father, don't you think he will weigh 20? Mr. Thompson shook his head. "He don't begin to weigh so much as the Adams turkey," said Jonas. "Their turkey weighs 20 pounds. "Oh, Thomas, do you think their turkey weighs more than ours?" cried Submit. Thomas was her elder brother. He had a sober, judicial air like his father. "Their turkey weighs considerable more than ours," said he. Submit's face fell. "You are not showing a right spirit," said her mother severely. "Why should you care if the Adams turkey does weigh more? I am ashamed of you." Submit said no more. She ate her dinner soberly. Afterward, she wiped dishes while her mother washed. All the time she was listening, her father and brothers had gone out. Presently she started. "Oh, mother, they're killing the turkey," said she. "Well, don't stop while the dishes are hot, if they are," returned her mother. Submit wiped obediently, but as soon as the dishes were set away, she stole out in the barn where her father and brothers were picking the turkey. "Father, when are you going to weigh him?" she asked timidly. "Not till tonight," said her father. "Submit," called her mother. Submit went in and swept the kitchen floor. It was an hour after that, when her mother was in the south room, getting it ready for her grandparents, who were coming home to Thanksgiving. They had been on a visit to their youngest son, that Submit crept slyly into the pantry. The turkey lay there on the broad shelf before the window. Submit looked at him. She thought he was small. "He was most all feathers," she whispered, ruefully. She stood looking disconsolately at the turkey. Suddenly her eyes flashed and a red flush came over her face. It was as if Satan, coming into that godly New England home 3 days before Thanksgiving, had whispered in her ear,